It's the Sod Pod, brought to you by Grassland Agro. The Sod Pod. Hello, and welcome to the Sod Pod. This is episode 18. 12 kilometres of fencing, 36 kilometres of trackways, over 1,600 stands, 800 acres. It's the 93rd National Ploughing Championships. We're on our way to Rataniska, County Laois next week. Unlucky for some today, lads, Friday 13th. We always have to be careful. Maybe slow down a small bit on the road and keep an eye on unusual factors. For example, I'm there with Ed Healy. Ed, you want to introduce a couple of people and they're new to Grassland. Thank God their start date wasn't today, the 13th of September.
You'd have to believe in that sort of thing, Jim, for that to be unlucky. Look, we're going to take a little break from our normal hurling pod operations today. We have two new colleagues, or not? They're not. I suppose they're not new colleagues now at this stage, but they're new to the Sod Pod. So we're joined here by Sophie Tyner and John Brennan. Lads, how are you?
Good, thanks. Good, thanks, Ed.
Thanks very much, Ed.
Good. Sophie, it's your first time on the Sod Pod. I know you're bursting with excitement here, so you are to get going. But you might tell the listeners a little bit about yourself and what you do.
So I have been working for Grassland for about 2 years now. I was an ATC in the Carlow Kilkenny region. I have recently been lucky to get the job of East Leinster Regional Manager. So I'm starting that job now in the next couple of days, and I have big shoes to fill following William Keane. So
and there won't be a bother when you're wearing them now, to be fair. I don't know whether we'll say you were lucky. You worked hard for it, in fairness to you now. So fair play on that. We're also joined here by John Brennan. John's one of the newest members onto the technical product and sustainability team here in Grassland Agro. John, welcome to the Sod Pod. You might tell us a bit about yourself as well.
Yeah, cheers, Ed. Thanks for having me on. I suppose, started working for Grassland Agro there at the start of June. So I'm product manager for the West of Ireland region. So far, I have to say, really enjoying the role. At stage, I've probably met most of the people in the company, but the vast majority anyway, still a few more to meet. But have to say, it's been a very positive experience so far. A bit about myself, from Roscommon, from a suckler cow and sheep background. I suppose that's where the interest in farming started. Studied ag science in UCD and specialised in animal and crop production, and went on to do a PhD after that, which I'm currently concluding at the moment. So that's just a bit about me now, and delighted to be in the company.
Yeah, we're delighted to have you guys, and I suppose obviously, Sophie, you're coming in there. William Keane was 11 years with Grassland Agro, and William has decided to move on now to a different opportunity. A brilliant employee for Grassland Agro. A huge loss to our business, but he'll go on and do other good things. But, Sophie, now is your time to shine as well, and you'll fly it too. Great farming knowledge, and the customer base that you had built up there in the Carlow Kilkenny region was so powerful as well. And the farmers will, I suppose, miss you, but there's a lot of them going to keep drawing off your resources there as well. So there'll be no problem to you there. And John obviously is inside in the technical team of ours, which is expanding there in alarming rate. And I suppose one number there, I give out a lot of big numbers there about the ploughing at the beginning, but today we have 53 advisors on the ground, and that's absolutely huge and powerful. And the expansion that's going on in Grassland Agro, bringing on-farm advice is a joy to behold. When I go back, I remember when we had 14, and today we have 53. We 50. There's 3 openings as we continue to grow and expand as well, which is really exciting and powerful. So, Edward, ploughing, you've probably not slept in the last 5 weeks. We do not have one stand at the ploughing. We've decided to have 2.
Yeah, Jim. It wasn't having one wasn't hard enough. So we've gone all in now this year, and we've decided to have 2 stands. So look, I've been heavily involved in trying to coordinate one of them anyway. So I suppose the first one that we're actually involved in is the innovation arena with Enterprise Ireland. So that is a competition for new companies or existing companies that have new product or a new package to offer the agricultural sector. The section that we're in is we're in a competition called that we're actually in the top 3 for. So called the Green Impact Award, and I suppose what we're actually launching at that competition is, sorry, that's a mistake, Jim. And when I say launching, I mean it's already launched. We have a range of fertilizers called the Pro range. They are a blended range of fertilizers utilizing protected urea blended with P, K, and sulfur. And they're actually the first range of fertilizers in the country that is utilizing NBPT protected urea, which up to this point couldn't be done, Jim, due to the acidifying nature of the phosphorus content. It wasn't possible to mix phosphorus with NBPT protected urea before, because the NBPT started to break down. So look, it's an exciting product for the commodity side of our business. It's been going quite well this year. And look, we've done quite well with this Green Impact Award. We're presenting the product in front of the Minister for Agriculture next Tuesday at the Ploughing at 2:30. And look, hopefully we'll be successful and we'll come out with a prize. But yeah, exciting times.
And there's 3 ranges inside that in the Pro range as it stands. We've the 18s, 24s and 27s. So the 18s, 18, 6, 12, I think 4.6 sulfur. The 24s is 24, 2.5, 10 with 2.5 sulfur. And the 27s, 27, 2.5, 5 and 2.5 sulfur there as well. So, and they're gone huge. They've been moving up and down the country all year and going really, really well and responding, especially in a tough year.
Yeah, no, definitely. Look, and that I suppose is the start of it. We decided to start off with maybe the 3 most popular mixes or blends that are actually used in the country. So we ran with the Pro 27s, Pro 24s, and Pro 18s. And look, as time goes on, that range will probably expand. But for this year, that's kind of what we started off with. And look, if there is anyone out there that's interested in hearing a little bit more about the likes of the Pro 27s, Pro 18s, and Pro 24s, we are going to be on the stand in the innovation arena. So that's at Block 3, Row 23, Stand 557. There will be a team there all week. I will be there myself from Monday up to Thursday. And we will be talking to farmers about utilising the likes of NBPT protected fertilisers going forward. So any questions anyone has, feel free to come up and talk to the team there, and hopefully we'll be able to clear up a few things and give people confidence that that's the right thing to do going forward.
Brilliant, Ed. And that's the Enterprise Ireland Innovation Arena that will be there. You have a team assembled there. Who else will be on with you, Ed?
They're like the Avengers, James. Now, so they are. It's a serious team now. We're putting out. Yeah, look, sure. I have it's myself and John O'Loughlin. Look, it's mainly a commodity stand, so it's the commodity end of our business. So it'll be Ian Connaughton, PJ Brown, Kieran MacDonald, John Madden, and Enda MacDonald, our commodity team, and they would generally be dealing with a lot of the co-ops and merchants around the country, and they will be supported then by the speciality side of our business. So myself, John O'Loughlin, Donald Barrow, Sean McMahon, and a couple of others, but there will be quite a big team rotating around over the 4 days that we're actually there, James.
Yeah, fantastic range of experts there. And then I'm going to go over to Sophie, right? Because this is the second stand that we have on the go. I call it the Noel Hamill stand. You know, Noel came up with the idea and somehow managed to work us to the bone for the last 8 weeks with a multitude of concepts as it's rolled on. Sophie, it's all about blocks as far as I'm concerned. How are you fixed?
Good, James, good. Yeah, that's very accurate description, the Noel Hamill stand. Noel has been working very hard trying to pull things together. I have to give him the credit now. It's all things blocks, ActiGlean, ActiSan. They'll be the main focus of the couple of days while we're there on the stand. There are a couple of special show offers, so really encouraging farmers to come down to Block 1, Row 3, Stand 50 to get themselves a few good deals. We'll have live demonstrations of grass vest, so that's a visual assessment of soil structure. So it's basically looking for soil compaction and looking at the grass roots. There'll be other things to chat about. So we do have a couple of vacancies. So if anybody would be interested in actually working with us, they can call down and have a chat. And also, I suppose it's less of a focus at the minute in terms of nutrient management plans, but if anybody is interested heading into the 2025 season of getting soil samples done and putting a nutrient management in place for their farm, then definitely call down and have a chat with us, because we can definitely provide that type of service.
That's savage, Sophie. There's a huge team there on that stand as well, covering all the corners of the island. As you said, there are blocks. Like, for anyone that's not aware, let's talk blocks for a minute, lads. What are blocks? What are we talking about?
They're our mineral supplementation range. So they're sodium-based, 15 kilo blocks, no molasses in them. So it's all the good stuff packed in. We have a full range from pre-caver, phos block, copper, zinc.
Yeah, it's a huge range. Look, huge amount of farmers using these. Anyone that's using them swears by them. And we'd always say to farmers that are thinking about these blocks, ask around, find out who's using them, because they're our biggest poster boy or girl for the self-regulating mineral block range that we have. And one that's really took off for us in the last 3 years is the garlic block, as we don't call it, but that's the reality of it, which is CTA Protect. And that's been huge, especially for condition of the coat, but it's keeping down the insects as well, you know. That's been a great success story as well, because we're always ahead of the curve. We're backed by Group Rulia, a global company. You know, we're not making these in the back of a shed. These are made in an award-winning factory out in Saint-Malo in France to the highest of ISO standards as well. Huge range. We love the blocks. Edward?
Yeah, look, and obviously, look, we're coming into a time of year where mineral supplementation is going to be really important there. So, look, definitely get down to the stand, talk to our team on the ground there just about the solutions that could aid you to, I suppose, help get those cows to calve down in good order and get animals back into the breeding season, I suppose, next spring as quickly as possible. But I suppose the blocks are not the only thing that we have on that stand. I know Sophie's after going through it a bit there, but we're probably coming into a time here where animals are hopefully not for a few weeks yet now, but animals are going to be going back into houses, and we have a couple of options there in terms of our bedding agents and our slurry additives as well.
Yeah, for sure. We'll have ActiGlean and ActiSan on display in the stand as well. So ActiGlean is our slurry enhancer product, hugely important for, I suppose, improving your efficiency, enhancing the quality of your slurry. ActiSan as well, another great product, huge one from an animal welfare point of view, a good disinfectant and drying powder for animal housing. I suppose this year a big talking point was the way farmer incomes were impacted for various reasons. So keeping down those vet bills, using products like ActiSan to improve the overall health of your animals is a big one. And as well as that, like mineral supplementation you talked about there, it's going to be crucial, I suppose, for making sure your animals are in a healthy state and performing well going into the housing period as well. And that's going to be very, very important for keeping down that vet bill as well. And so, yeah, I'll be in the stand as well next week. Looking forward to meeting farmers and trying to help out with any queries that you might have.
And that's going to be really important. I suppose we've been hoping this summer was going to come for the whole year, Jim, and it never really came. But it's coming around to the time of year where we're starting to grazing rotations are being extended. People are trying to build covers on farms, but people are also starting to think about getting housing ready for the springtime, and it won't be that long, or for the winter it won't be that long until animals are going back in. We're thinking about drying off animals, and that's such an important time of the year, I suppose, in terms of selective dry cow, hygiene, that end of stuff, and that's all stuff that we have to start thinking about now going forward as well. But look, there'll be loads on display at the Ploughing, and a massive team of advisors there to help with any queries that anyone has, Jim.
Yeah, exactly. Just back to Actiglean, just for a split second, lads. It's been a really, really tough year, as we're well aware of. Growth rates were really back. We're starting to see a bounce now, but to be honest, a bounce of growth here it's a godsend more than a saving grace, if to be fair about it. Actiglean, to me, is a huge, huge product. There's a job in it. You're applying this to your tank once a week, right? But what does it do? In simple maths for the farmer, it gives you a creamier slurry, which will reduce the agitation cost if you're contracting out, or reduce the time, if you're doing it yourself, or both. But the biggest win is that 5 bales extra per hectare of Actiglean treated slurry. And that's massive to give that early start. We've got so smart now in the farming community of utilising slurry. It's no more the tank is full, it's dumping in the nearest field. We're big advocates of slurry, and this would give it that extra shove as well. So definitely get up and ask the questions. We can talk about reducing harmful gases. All those things are a great benefit as well. But them 5 bales to the hectare could be a godsend. So when you get up to that stand and you look for Sophie and you look for Noel Hamill, etc., ask them a couple of questions about Actiglean as well, because the time could be right this year in particular, just to give us that early start into next year as well.
Yeah, for sure. Look, it's efficiency is key now going forward, really, and that's going to be the way. That's going to be the way it has to be. We have loads of slurry. Slurry is something that we're not short of on farm, but something that we're going to be a lot tighter on going forward is our nitrogen allowance. And look, a lot of farmers have seen that this year. So if we can use the likes of our slurry in a little bit more, or with a little bit more efficiency, it's only going to have benefits to the crops that we're growing. And we're also it's a huge source of organic matter going out there, which means more storage of nutrients and a steadier release of that nitrogen and phosphorus over the course of the year. So yeah, look, massive, and all of these technologies are going to be big going forward. So come loaded with your questions. That the likes of Sophie and John and Noel Hamill will be absolutely delighted to answer them.
Definitely, yeah. Highlights for the Ploughing, lads. Right, let's be honest about it. The National Ploughing Championships, I call it a stick season. 1 for a 5 or 3 for €12. Now, no fiberglass sticks that have come in the last 7-8 years are just not too bad in fairness, What do you look forward to at the Ploughing?
For me anyway, down through the years, I always loved getting a hurl anyway. I'd always come out to the Ploughing Championships with a new hurley stick. Cannings were a great one, but they're finished making hurls now, so I'll have to have an extra look around elsewhere. You have your own needed stores, and getting GA gears is probably one of the main things on my agenda usually at the Ploughing. But looking forward to it now, I have to say.
Yeah, the O'Neill stand is always a good one, right? The queues are mental, right?
Yeah.
If you don't go first thing in the morning, you could be caught there for an hour queuing in. But still a lot of people talk about getting in late Thursday, as I try to sell off that stock as well. So it's always worth a sniff around as well at the end of the day on Thursday as we're getting ready to pack up, because, hey, look, you can't cut a Connor, lads, but a lot of people don't want to be lugging stock back into vans and cars and lorries on Friday. So it's always worth looking around for that bit of value too. I remember 2 years ago coming out to the car park on the Thursday, and it was fierce sloppy that year, and there was a fella carrying a generator, and the sweat was pouring off him, right? So I gave him a hand lifting it out through the slop for a few minutes. But he had saved 55 quid. Now, as we got near his car, he turned around to me and he says, "Fuck this. I was as well off buying this online and paying for delivery, after the slog of bringing it out through the fields, So just be conscious in a way of what you're buying, or have a couple of subs there to give you a hand carrying it around, The LD hats, they're still doing the rounds, lads. The big blue hats with LD on the front, they're always a bit of crack, young lads like them. But I'd always really enjoy knocking up around the machinery section. I just find that really good to see the sort of kit that's out there. I suppose we're seeing a bit of a reduction in it's a big cost on the machinery suppliers getting gear up and down the country and getting them around, but it's always brilliant. It always takes a lot of attention, doesn't it? Lads getting in and looking at the new pieces of kit, and like, let's go back. It was only 10 years ago, I would say, 2012 down in Wexford, and we looking at what you call now GPS tracking systems there, Ed. Lads, we're like, that'll never take off. There's no way that will work, you know. Because you wouldn't buy a tractor without it now, you know. Like, so there's always stuff that's coming down the line, you know. But that'll be a highlight for me.
Look, that ag tech area is actually really interesting. Like, you know, whether it's something to do with drones or whether it's something to do with GPS there, there's always something you pick up from the ploughing. It's really, really good. I suppose if I was to pick something that I would think of when I think of ploughing, James, you'll love this one now. Richie Kavanagh. I can't think of the ploughing without thinking of Richie Kavanagh. So
Ed, you've been in the beer tent for too many ploughings, obviously.
might have been in it once or twice now. Definitely not while I was working ever. At the ploughing, but Richie Kavanagh, though, that is one that I think of every time I think of the ploughing. And funny enough, it's not ploughing I think of when I think of the ploughing. I've seen the ploughing twice in all my years at, but you can't beat a bit of Richie Kavanagh.
Isn't that what the ploughing is about, though? You know, there's such a variety. You know, like 3 weeks ago, I was like, oh no, the ploughing. You know, will I even bother going now? And now I'm there. I just can't wait for now because there's such a variety. You can see it, and it's a huge family day out.
Yeah.
You know, we're talking about 300,000 people are going to show up to this over the 3 days, or, you know, 280,000 people. And we're all giving out about the price of the ticket. But give me something that we're not giving out about the price of the ticket for. Like, if you're on the gate now next Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and be wary of this, to any of the listeners there, it's €30 on the gate. You know, whereas 25 online if you buy it online. So there's an old fiver you can't save and all. But in fairness for all the giving out, they haven't done a Ticketmaster Oasis on it yet. You know what I mean? Like, so
supply and demand, James.
Like, and it is a pricey day out, you know, when you're bringing up a family. But where would you get 10 hours entertainment for €25 if you buy your ticket online as well? You know, and there's something for everyone up there. But yeah, I just think it's the excitement for the ploughing just builds. Just with a week to go. You know, you talk to lads in July and August, I don't think I'll bother going this year. No, I'm not. I've seen it all before. And then the excitement just builds up again. And there's like, I was talking to a guy yesterday. He's with Progressive Genetics, and he was going Wednesday, right? But then he's there to be, are you going Thursday? So he's already planning to go the second day now. And he hasn't got the first day yet. You know what I mean? Like, so I just think it creates such a buzz, such a social factor as well, you know, which is massive. And it was missed during COVID. You know, that was tough. There was a lot of toughness back then. People not getting to see people, but the ploughing was missed as well, you know. Yeah.
I tell you one other thing, James, is about the ploughing. And I tell you what I really enjoy about the likes of Rathniska, right, is not that it's close to me. It is close to me. That's a good point. But in fairness now, the last couple of years, there has been absolutely zero issue getting in and out of the place. It's been a pleasure. Well, look, it's been a pleasure. Once you're not going at silly times, it's been a pleasure to get in and out of, and it makes the day when you can come and go as you please as well, like, you know.
Yeah, just get on and look at that. The routes are all over. They're all over the news. They're all over the. Have a look at your route and just follow. Whether if you're the brown route, the yellow route, whatever, just follow that, and life is way easier. Sometimes, you know, you'll be looking at your own map and your sat nav and you're going, geez, that's going bringing me 10k longer or whatever. Follow the route. Life is a lot easier. And I'm probably speaking from experience, thinking I was a hero one year and going my own way and losing a half an hour on a closed road. You know what I mean? Like, just follow the routes and life is easier. So if you surely be now looking at the sheep and lambs when we let you off the stand.
You won't be able to keep me away from them. No, I was going to say, you mentioned it there. Definitely for me, it's the social factor. It's a great opportunity, I find, to catch up with clients that you bump into friends from college,
Yeah.
People that you've met in the industry for the last couple of years. You'll always bump into them through the Ploughing at different stands, catch up, see what they're doing. And it's a great opportunity to learn what other innovations and things like that are out there as well. So that would be my biggest thing that I'm excited for, I'd say.
That's the job. Right, any final thoughts there, folks?
No, look, it's look, we've gone through a lot of it there, James. It's going to be an exciting week. The likes of Sophie and John and Noel Hamill are pumped up and ready to go now. They've been on the whey protein for the week, getting ready for this event now. So it's look, we're looking forward to getting there. We're looking forward to talking to people, and look, be sure definitely to get down to both stands there, because there'll be something to be gained, and some bit of nugget of information to be taken from both.
The forecast is actually pretty good. Now, I know we're a week away, but at the minute it's looking like sunshine and maybe hitting 20 degrees Tuesday, Wednesday next week. So maybe we'll have to bring the sun cream instead of the wellies this year.
Oh, please God, badly needed. And if anyone's looking for me above and they can't find me, I'll be straight with you, lads. I'll be planning my clock around the whistling donkeys above in Kavanagh's in Catering Block C. I'll be somehow having an old meeting or two listening to the whistling donkeys. It's going to be crazy though, and be warned, that's going to be wedged, lads. You won't swing a cat inside, and it'll be lively and boisterous as well. But that's where I'll be sniffing around for a while anyway.
John, any parting words?
As Sophie said there, hopefully we'll get the weather now. If we get the weather as good as they got down Electric Picnic there not too long ago, we'll be happy out and we'll be singing away.
What's Electric Picnic, lads? I'm too old. That sounds fancy.
I have to bring you next year, James.
It's another event organised by Noel Hamill.
Yeah, but no, look, just looking forward to the event now. I suppose if you're listening, just get into us in the stand. We'll be more than happy to have a chat and give you some advice on our products or whatever you think. More than welcome to come in.
What's in the news? So for this week's What's in the News, Johnny, you've picked out an article off Agriland. The details are announced for the skip training events. They're in person.
Yeah, just found out that there yesterday. I suppose talking to my own agri advisor, we are just having a chat there the other day, and he was saying that not all farmers are finding it easy to get those online modules completed for the skip training scheme. So I suppose for any suckler cow farmers listening, or for anyone who knows a suckler cow farmer that's struggling to get the online modules done, the Minister for Agriculture yesterday announced that there's going to be a number of in-person training events throughout the country. So it'll be no harm to go online and check which one is closest to you and which one would suit you or the person you know. I know that the online modules are quite interactive, so anyone with maybe poor internet connection or who's not used to the IT side of things, they might find those events useful just for getting that part of the scheme completed, because if you don't do that part of the scheme, it does it affects the income you get from the whole scheme. So it'd be no harm looking that up and seeing which event suits you.
This is the Suckler Carbon Efficiency Programme. The deadline is November 15th. It sounds a long way away. You won't feel that coming around either. It's probably 10 weeks away.
Yeah, for sure, James. And I think the first in-person event is Monday, the 30th of September in Kilkenny, and the last one is Friday, the 4th, in Ballybuffet in County Donegal. But there's various locations. There's one in Westmeath, one in Mayo, and Cork. So just no harm to check out that article and see which one would suit you.
I'll dump a link to that article there from Agriland into the body of the old podcast description as well. It's a nice little tidy article. It's not too word heavy either, to be fair, because sometimes I think articles can be all words and very little substance. Actually tidy, snappy, and to the point.
Yeah, it is. We're actually involved at home here on the farm in the scheme. It is 100% doable, just to give anybody the confidence to give it a go. I would say there are questions throughout, so you will need to pay attention to the information given to you, but it's not out of the realms of possibility. So I'd say to anyone to definitely give it a go. chat to your advisor, or else 100% attend one of those meetings.
Yeah, just from the article that we're reading there's 5,400 farmers that have already completed those training modules. So that leaves about 2,360 farmers that are still trying to make their way through the modules. So look, there is those training events there. They're half-day training events, and they are there to actually help people to try to get through those modules, and they're spread across the country. So definitely something worth looking at doing. But look, for anyone that is interested or has any questions there, be sure to have a look at the link that James has posted to this podcast.
The job. Sophie, John and Edward, thanks for coming on. Really appreciate it. You giving up your time, and we look forward to next week. Mind yourselves out there. Farm smart, farm safe.
Hey, thanks for listening to the Sod Pod. We hope you enjoyed it. To find out more, head over to www.grasslandagro.ie or check out our social channels: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn and YouTube. That's all for this episode. See you next time.